YouTube people. I'm here with Glenn Hughes. Say hi, Glenn.
Yes, he is. Hi, Henning.
So, I'm also here with Cheddar Kung Pao behind the camera. Say hi, Dave.
Hello.
So about 5 minutes ago, my buddy Charlie Cooper from Orange was like, "Hey Henning, you want to do an interview with Glenn Hughes?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so prepared. Sure."
Well, this is the way to do real interviews, is not to be prepared.
Yeah.
Right?
So that means I have 0 questions. I didn't think about.
I can punt. I can, imagine things. So let's use our imagination.
And you don't know me, but these things usually go very silly very quickly.
Oh, I like it. I'm silly boy myself.
Now we'll get along just fine.
I could be the king of sillies.
Just to let you guys know, the general idea is buy Orange because A, great stuff, and B, great people.
It is. Quick story, 7 years ago, a room similar to this, I was asked to come into this room and plug into an amp just like this. Took a Fender Precision off the wall. Within 20 seconds, I was like, I'm home. This was like the beginning of the new love affair for me, which is Orange.
Rock and roll, tube, gnarly, loud, growl.
For me, it's the greatest bass sound I know. And
well, how many bass amps have you really played?
Oh, I've still got the high watts from Deep Purple, which are incredible. They're wrapped in cotton wool. I haven't been switched on since 1982. I'm not going to do it. But again, when I walked into this room similar to this all those years ago, alone, by the way, and plugged in, I went, not too much going on here. Let's see what it sounds like. And I found exactly what I wasn't looking for. When you're not looking for something, it comes up, so I found my home.
Well, since this is all tube, it does go rather deep here. Not like this conversation, it's not going to go very deep.
It's heavy too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, does it come with a roadie?
Yes. I had to think about that.
All dressed in orange. You get your own orange roadie when you buy that amp, because otherwise you can't fucking move it.
And they must move into the garage.
You feed them and all that.
In small bits and pieces.
Now, when I say I wasn't prepared for the interview, obviously doesn't mean I don't know who Glenn is.
Who am I?
Well, he goes boom, 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 boom on bass, obviously,
yeah.
But you have one of the greatest voices in rock history.
Thank you. I'm very, very grateful. Yeah. Very grateful.
I have all the Black Country Communion albums,
Thank
and
you.
when I listen to them, I'm going to be honest, I always like to do new things. I've done prog metal quite a bit,
okay.
And as a producer, I've gone many different directions. Something I never wrapped my head around was some of the unpredictability and looseness of classic rock, because you don't necessarily need a lot of harmony. Because as soon as you go into, if I go with my knowledge as an arranger into harmonic structures in classic rock, I fail. Because it's not going to be authentic.
You mean vocally or instruments?
Instruments.
Yeah, okay.
I mean like music theory. Because I go by
I actually understand what you're saying, and I gotta go there with you.
Because I go by the rules, and when you go by the rules, you don't create rock and roll.
Well, classic rock in general is basic raw music. As heavy metal became, vocally it's a little different. You've got the Queen aspect of the 5-piece harmonies, or
that's totally
that's
different.
a whole other genre. But for me, I actually love vocalizing with other singers, so I love to harmonize vocally.
That's totally different. I'm just talking about music theory,
instrumentation and theory. Okay.
Because once I just let my fingers do the talking and wrote the riffs,
I get it.
A lot of albums I played sitting down,
right.
And so once I listened to the first Black Country Communion album, I said,
It's live, by the way. Every record I've made since Soul Mover 12 years ago is live recordings with barely any overdubs or instrumentational harmonies. It's live.
With those musicians, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, so I gotta in the golden years, the Purple in the 70s. It was, and Zeppelin and Sabbath. It's all live. So why not do it now? There's no cheating, there's no bullshit. Make it live, make it raw, and the odd mistake, why not?
That's exactly what I learned. When I did the prog metal stuff, the odd mistake was erased and I did it again. Or it was moved around. And once I heard that album, I said, I want to explore that world of classic rock.
Yeah.
So I wrote a whole classic rock album. And based on, I think I took a song from that album as a template and went, similar speed, similar drum ideas. And then I went a little bit Deep Purple, I went a little bit Sabbath. So I took those as templates. And what I realized is the odd mistake is necessary. The odd string scratch is necessary. The odd...
I can pinpoint, on most records I do, there's going to be some kind of mistake or something. It could be something slight or I'm not regimentated to make it perfect. It's just...
That music isn't perfect. It needs life. It needs to be alive.
Breathe!
Yeah. So there's one song called 169 where we actually took a vocal idea that you had, which was this pretty long, very high, screamy notes, and we kind of ripped you off, and I had the vocalist on that project do pretty much exactly that. The reason why that song's called 169 because that's just the tempo. That's how unclever we were.
Okay.
We spun it into lyrics that didn't make sense. So I owe you a lot of inspiration.
I'm all love.
Well, really thankful for that because it taught me to think about music in a different way.
Got it.
And I wouldn't have made that album without listening to you.
Right. I like to do this. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. For me.
Nowadays, I get a lot of recommendations from musicians. Have you listened to this? Have you listened to this? Have you listened to this? And the gent metal scene is very, very impressive with what they can do on the instruments. And so I listened on a drive to quite a few bands. Gojira, Meshuggah, Periphery, and Monument. And all of them insanely complex players. I mean, it's very, very, very impressive what they can do. But there's enough material in each song for a full album. Keep it simple is not what's happening right now. And I think, guys, slow it down a bit.
Trust me, it's coming back.
Oh, I'd like that.
It's coming back. It has to, everything comes around. It's coming back.
Wouldn't it be nice if it came around?
He said it, not me.
Yeah. One thing I cannot do is frickin' sing. I envy you.
I can help you with that one.
No, trust me. Genetics. But yeah, I seriously envy you for many things.
Thank you. Very grateful.
I'm not going to take up a lot more of your time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For being an inspiration to me and many, many other people.
Thank you so very much.
I want to thank Orange for, well, everything because they're awesome.
Me too.
Yeah. And I really, Dave, you got something, Dave? Dave is like, nope, I'm done. I know my videos are usually half an hour, but not now. So thanks, Dave.
Hey, everybody, I'll see you soon. I'm on the road this year, all over the world. 10 months. I'll see you.
Animals at the end.
Try to keep